I'm right back. I don't know how this. I really don't know what I'm going to say, guys. I'm just in awe. I'm in utter fascination. I look down at this doggone thing. I keep thinking it's not real, but it is. It's real. I gotta quit looking at it, man. Buddy, you gotta help me. You gotta help me. This is my little buddy. We got all washed today. We're nice and clean now. It was dirty. You know, it's silly. This is just it's just a doll. But I found it, man. And it's got pink feet. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I named it Smarmy, okay? Smarmy. Look it up. You want to wave to us? Hey, 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 hey. No, I'm just happy, man. I'm just happy, and I'll turn this around so you can see I'm not freaked out on drugs or anything. Sometimes I feel like I am. Let me get my hand out of the way. It's backwards, so I can't even see from it. I'll just hold it back far enough for I know I can see me, I think, and you can see this. I've made, I don't know, 10 videos today. I haven't read any poetry. I've deleted a bunch of them. I'm on the outs permanently with what remains of my family for asking them basically, are they saved? I'm not kidding you, man. My sister, who I thought was my closest ally, I shared with her my mother's name, which is Marlene. If you look at the name meanings, I encourage everyone to do that because they may not mean anything to that person. But here I am, she's been dead over 10 years. Her name, Marlene, is roughly translated Mary Magdalene. A woman that ministered to Jesus and the disciples. A servant. And guess what I want to do? I want to teach. I don't care if it's a little Sunday school class, as long as it's men. I'm not going to teach women. Why would I teach women? What could a woman learn from me that she couldn't learn 100 times better from another woman? And what kind of man? A man's going to be looking at a woman's cleavage and her booty, and he's not going to listen to her. But if I'm up there saying, dude, you need to pay attention, you fall asleep one more time, you're out of here. I will do that. If I'm talking about something that's important concerning relationships, how men should act, and I'm talking from experience with somebody else, I'm going to tell you, get out. See you next class. You're disturbing everyone in the class, and particularly you're disturbing me. Go. Ain't no second chances. I'll let people, there are no second chances. I'll let these guys know in this mission I hope that the Lord allows me to build in West Virginia, that you're going to get everything you need here and more, but you're going to work. The Bible says if someone doesn't work, then don't feed them. Enough said. It's in there. Google it. Okay? I don't mean to get intense. I do that too much. But I want this mission to be, I gotta watch the time. Okay, we're done. I won't run this in the whole time. I just want to say that I'm very happy, very content. Even though my sister's now she hates me. Well, they're blocked. They're blocked and they're all deleted. I just made a video for my brother. And my youngest brother, who I have no ill feelings against, he actually left the family a long time ago, and now I know why. I did the same thing. But, excuse me, I just ate a sandwich. But sitting in prison, in jails for almost 20 years of my life, these people didn't write me. My own brothers and sisters did not write me a letter. They didn't write me a single letter that I recall. I think one of my brothers did. My sister never wrote me. And she never returns my call. That's why she got mad. I confronted her about that. I can message her over and over. I love her. I still love her. And she'll wait a week. And I'm sitting there, are you okay? Just tell me you're okay. She doesn't move. And then I'll get sick. I don't feel good. You don't feel good. Well, I was in a 120-degree building in South Texas in mid-July. And I managed to send me a card. Sometimes I'd pick my hand up off that card and it would stick to it from the sweat. I wasn't feeling too good either, but I took the time to let you know I was thinking about you. She didn't like that. And then I shared the names. People don't like it when you scold them, do they? But the Bible says only a fool despises correction. And that's actually what I'm correcting her in a way. And trying to gently do it. Look, I'm telling you the truth. You didn't write me a letter. And I told her that the last thing, did I lie to you? Go back and listen or look at the text. I did not tell you one single lie. And I didn't. And because I don't want to lie anymore. I know sometimes I probably will. I don't remember, honestly. It's been a while. Not that long. I'm talking about at least a few hours. Because we lie to ourselves. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to talk about just briefly. Yeah, it is. Even though this thing's facing away, I hope you can see me. I don't like to talk into the air, man. I want people to see me, look in my eyes, and see that I'm not trying to bullshit anybody. Yes, I can cuss. I just don't do it until I think it needs to be done. And we all cuss, don't we? Especially when we're at work. What is it about at work? I've seen ladies, oh my goodness. You know them on the outside, they got their kids and they're shopping. At work, oh boy. They're S&B and that, and some of that. Well, what? There was one guy at work that he said the F word about every 3 or 4 words. He'd say that, man, that effing thing, it got on my effing so-and-so, and I effing did this. I told him one time. I said, dude, if you took one word out of your vocabulary, nobody knew what you're talking about. Matter of fact, you're leaving it in and nobody knows what you're talking about because you're saying the F word, and that's what everybody's focusing on. They're not focusing on what you're saying. And that's why I will use a cuss word when I think it will make an impact. And there's people say, oh, cussing, you can't cuss it. I say, no, that's not what it says. It says don't curse. There's a difference. And it does say something about filthy language. Well, what's filthy language? Gossip. It didn't say filthy words. It said filthy language. Misinterpret the Bible. But anyway, what I was going to get at, why are we our own worst enemies? You hear that all the time. You hear scientists say, well, we only use 10% of our brain. How do you know? Wait a minute, you're using 10% of your brain to tell me I'm using 10% of mine? I don't think I trust you. Science has come up with we're using all our brain, man. It's just our brain does, it controls our, how is it that we can only use 10%? I don't get it. Okay, I'm going to use 10% of my fingers. The body is all put together. And anyway, the mind. Why does it tell us to do bad things? Why do we do bad things? Well, Paul answers that in Romans 7. He says, he goes into a great length of saying, hey, the good that I want to do, I don't do it. And the stuff I hate, that's what he says, the stuff I hate, that's what I do. And he says, oh, wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from this? And he says, Jesus Christ will, and he will. What's going on there? Well, what's going on there is, it's the flesh that wants cigarettes, alcohol, meth, coke, too much coffee, too many Twinkies. It's the flesh, it's the gut, it's this. The spirit knows better because it doesn't need any of that. So it's looking at the body, what are you doing? I'm doing what I want. Why are you doing? I'm doing what I want. Do it, don't do it. Don't do it. It's a war inside of us. There is, that's what Paul says. There's a war going on inside of me between my spirit and my flesh. And it's a constant battle. That's why we say, why are we our own worst enemies? Because we give in to ourselves. This is hard to explain. We're 2 parts, actually. We're soul, we're spirit, and we're flesh. And they war with each other. Satan controls the flesh and the mind. And the brain. The mind's separate from the brain, okay? Don't ask me to explain that. I can't explain that. Just like I can't explain the spirit in the body. I can't. So I'm not even going to try. I just believe. And, but why do they fight? For anyway, this is what Paul says. Satan controls the flesh. and he makes that flesh crave. That's where he attacks us. A person can be on a diet for 6 months, and all of a sudden they crash. That body kept on, eat the sugar, eat the pastry. No, your body's just beating and your heart's just pumping. Lust is of the devil. Oh, well, I'm tired, man. I gotta go. I'm just worried this painting's gonna turn into... I'm gonna wake up and it's not gonna be real, or nobody's gonna want to buy it. I'm gonna see a neighbor. I'm gonna go, guys. Thanks for listening, and I'm real tired. I gotta turn on such and such. Okay. Say goodbye to Smarmy. Smarmy's all clean, and Smarmy's going to Colorado with me in a few days. Y'all take care, man. I love you. Let's pray before, just because I should. If you want to pray with me, fine. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you. Thank you for breaking my heart with my family disowning me and my sister saying she hates me. Thank you for that, because I would have never been able to let go of my family. And you know I'm never coming back here. I'm never going to set foot in Texas ever again in my life. This is an evil place. Lord, and thank you for delivering me. And I'm ready to go now. I realize that just doesn't happen that way. But anyway, thank you, Lord. Because I'll get my check this week. You know, if it's still going, I'll face it down. I'll get my check. Net spend, typically you'll get your money about 5 days early. 4 or 5 days early. So that's like next, what's the day? 17th? I don't even know what day it is. 16th, 17th? It's Sunday morning. Oh, I think. Seems like it was just Sunday morning. But I stay busy, man. I say stay so busy. And when you make 6 to 8 videos in a row, and you write poetry like a wild man, like I do, that scroll right there, look at that. That's poems. That's solid. That's an entire legal tablet, back and front of poetry, which I don't even know what most of them say. I don't. And there's a bunch here that I wrote. I pulled one out random and I read it on the air. I'll just pull one out random right now. Now that's God's daily plan. I got a little time. Bear with me. I've read this one, so I know it. I want to get to one that I don't know. I write everything down. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. And I do, because I really do. Look at all this crap I write, man. I write everything. I attach things with that. But it means something to me. Anyway, usually I don't have a piece of paper, and I got to write it down real quick. This is called Gather What You Need. I have to read it, and I'll just try to where you can read it. It says, I tie the titles in with the first line. Gather what you need, not everything you don't. Just enough to get by, to what you really want, which is only everything you need. Only gather what you need, and you will receive everything you desire. Wow. Gather what you need. I love it. It might not have meant anything to you, and I wish you would see. There's no edits in the poem itself. There's no edits. I write inspired now, guys. Now, look at how messy I am with this other stuff. Do this, don't do that. No, go back here, do this, don't do that. Go back here, do that. And so many hours, 4 pages. They're in the middle of Color Wonder Kids. I found a crayon. I'm going to get one. Walk. I don't even know what it says. And there's a little cross, a sideways cross. I'll tell you, man. Oh, it says wait. Anyway. Hope you had as much fun as I did. Alright guys, I love you, and just hang with me, man. There's nobody even watching my videos yet, but I think someday they will. I might just delete the channel, I don't know. But I got to turn off. I only got 15 minutes. It's 14:53. Take care, guys.